Bill number 3575, requested by Craig Tykowski, sponsored by council as a whole, an ordinance authorizing the county executive to execute the Surface Transportation Program Urban Program Agreement for federal project STP 7302621 with the Missouri Department of Transportation for certain asphalt overlay road improvement projects, and which provides for reimbursement of up to the amount of $552,000 from programmed federal STP funds.
Any questions or comments on 3575? Seeing none, we move on to Bill 3576.
Bill number 3576, requested by Craig Tykowski, sponsored by council as a whole, an ordinance authorizing the county executive to execute the Surface Transportation Program Urban Program Agreement for federal project STP 7302622 with the Missouri Department of Transportation for road improvement of Pittman Hill Road Phase 3 for reimbursement of funds up to the amount of $1,628,600.
Any questions or comments on Bill 3576? Seeing none, we move on to Bill 3577.
Bill number 3577, requested by Craig Tykowski, sponsored by council as a whole, an ordinance authorizing the county executive to execute the Surface Transportation Urban Program Agreement, Federal Project STP 7303614, with the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission for reimbursement of funds up to 80% of the cost up to a maximum amount of $1,737,600 for improvements to Newtown Boulevard.
Any questions on Bill 3577? Seeing none, we move on to Bill 3578.
Bill number 3578, requested by Craig Tykowski, sponsored by John White, an ordinance amending Section 137.010 relating to condemnation authority and acquisitions of property.
Any questions or comments on 3578? Seeing none, we move on to Bill number 3579.
Bill number 3579, requested by Steve Ellman, sponsored by John White, an ordinance amending 09-138 of St. Charles County, Missouri by providing supplemental appropriations of $14,155 to the budget of the Sheriff's Department, and further by transferring funds between categories within the budget of the prosecuting attorney.
Any questions on Bill 3579? Seeing none, we move on to Bill 3580.
Bill number 3580, requested by Steve Ellman, sponsored by John White, an ordinance amending Ordinance 09-138 relating to the establishment of a fund to receive monies donated to St. Charles County Department of Community Health and the Environment, Humane Services Division, and further by creating line items within this fund.
Any questions on Bill number 3580? Seeing none, we move on to Bill 3581.
Bill number 3581, requested by Bob Schnurr, sponsored by John White, an ordinance authorizing all departments and offices of St. Charles County to accept payments of fees by credit card, to impose a convenience fee covering the cost of that service, and to contract with providers of that service under the provisions of the purchasing policy of St. Charles County.
Any questions or comments on Bill 3581? Seeing none, that concludes our bills for introduction, and we move on to table bills. Are there any bills to come off the table?
There are no table bills.
There are no table bills.
There are no table bills. Seeing none, then we move on to announcements and miscellaneous. Does anybody have anything?
That's it's the Cottleville St. Patrick's Day this weekend, just so everybody knows. It's the greatest holiday that we have, St. Patrick's Day. So.
You're not Irish, are you?
No.
All right, very good. That concludes our business for this evening, and I ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you for everyone for coming this evening.